Rocket League has developed to be a fast-paced game that requires constant mental attention and physical reactions. The fluidity of play can lead players to believe that the game is a string of continuous play separated by kickoffs, but this would be incorrect. Rocket League can be divided into 4 unique phases of play that shift from one to the next as teams gain and lose pressure, boost control, and positioning. The 4 phases are the neutral phase, the protect and deflect phase, the counterattack phase, and the siege phase. We will be covering these 4 phases of Rocket League, what defines them, how you know when you are in one particular phase, and how phases transition during the game. The neutral phase is the first of our 4 Rocket League phases. The neutral phase is when both teams are fighting for the majority of pressure, boost, and positioning. The neutral phase is characterized by a series of 50-50s bouncing between both teams, or long clears back and forth, often referred to as ping-ponging. Let's simulate a couple rotations in the neutral phase. We can expect both teams to be rotating largely in their half and contesting the midfield full boost off the ball. This phase is largely found after kickoffs, and as a team we look to control the middle full boost as well as our defensive full boost. Here, we want to look for infield passes or dribbling opportunities to set up our attack. From the neutral phase, we'll move into one of 2 phases, the siege phase or the protect and deflect phase. The protect and deflect phase is where the pressure and possession is mounting against you, and your job is to protect your net and deflect the pressure away. The protect and deflect phase is characterized by a series of shots on your net in which your team blocks and plays away. Let's simulate a couple rotations in the protect and deflect phase. We can expect the team in the protect and deflect phase to be pushed back against their goal and rotate shallowly, controlling their back boosts and small pads around the goal. This phase is where we would like to spend the least amount of time because there's no goal scoring opportunities in this phase. Players often struggle the most with this phase because they have the fewest amount of resources to break the siege on their net. This is why communication, clearing to empty space, and passing skills are incredibly important if a team expects to win games against opponents at their skill or higher. In order to transition from the protect and deflect phase, we must move into the counterattack phase. The counterattack phase is characterized by a team who is previously protecting the goal, successfully deflecting pressure, gaining pressure and positioning, and using both to move up the field with possession of the ball. Let's simulate the counterattack phase. We can expect the team in the counterattack phase to have these 3 things. One person leading the attack, intent to shoot, pass, or stall for the rest of the team. Another person streaking up the field with them in order to receive the pass or follow up on a shot, and a trailing defender who is ready to retain pressure by taking a 50-50 or by playing the ball back into dangerous areas. During this phase, teams take boosts on their way to the goal, taking full boosts if they are nearby or if they have time to do so, or by following boost paths if time is critical. The goal here is, well, the goal. But if the goal is not open, we look to establish the siege phase. The siege phase is the phase in which you are most likely to score. Because of this, teams should aim to be in this phase the longest amount of time out of any of the 4 phases. The siege phase is characterized by a series of shots on your opponent's net and control of the opponent's full boost as well as midfield boosts. Let's simulate a couple rotations in the siege phase. We can expect the team in the siege phase to continuously send shot after shot onto the opponent's net, demoing the back line when the opportunity presents itself, and ideally, scoring. The siege phase is the mirrored version of the protect and deflect phase. Good teams use their advantages and press them into a suffocating attack on the opponent's net until the defenders make a single mistake and the ball is in the back of the net. It's important to understand that these phases can be as long as the game itself or as short as a couple seconds. The changing of these phases largely moves from neutral phase at kickoff into other phases in a pattern shown here. Understanding the phases of Rocket League is just one piece of learning the game so that we can understand why we make certain moves and know specifically why we play a certain way as an individual, helping our team win the game.